हाय, गुड इवनिंग। कैसे हैं आप? हाउ यू डूइंग? या इट्स टाइम टू चेक आउट थर्मोडायनेमिक्स। आई नो ये चैप्टर आपके लिए थोड़ा डरावना कभी कभी होता है क्योंकि इसमें थोड़ी बहुत मैथ्स है। ओके, काफी ज्यादा मैथ्स है, बट डोंट वरी, वी गॉट यू कवर्ड। इफ यू वांट टू चेक द थ्योरी सेशंस, डिस्क्रिप्शन में सारे हैं जो मैंने किए हैं इसी नीट चैनल पे अ फ्यू मंथ्स बैक, वो बहुत डिटेल में प्यारी तरीके से किए हुए हैं। एंड if you want the link to the rest of the session I'm doing, that's there as well. This PPT, the PDF version of this will be shared with you session के just बाद. And where are we at? This is exactly where we are at. हम लोग कर चुके हैं बहुत ढेर सारे सेशन, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 और 8. This is the ninth session in our attempt to figure out physical and organic chemistry. How are you doing today? How do you feel about thermodynamics on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me know in the comments. What's up, Bhagya, Tirthraj, Devanshi? Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. What do you think? How do you feel? How confident on a scale of 1 to 10 are you about thermodynamics from the point of view of need? Let me know in the comments. The focus, as always, we look at some, I know हम लोग theory कर चुके हैं, but in case you're watching this with me for the first time, we'll go through NCERT थोड़ा बहुत, right? Then we'll do some questions. Beautiful questions. कुछ होंगे PYQs, कुछ होंगे selected questions from here and there. Some questions are you will not find anywhere else on the internet. Either way, you're gonna have a good time. All right, शुरू करते हैं. Radhika, how do you guys feel about this, by the way? Thermodynamics, how confident are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me know. 10 being really confident and 1 being like, whatever works. Yeah, so I'm gonna quickly open up this amazing window that has this open. Hold on, let me figure that out. All right, this should be open right about now. Yeah, are you able to see my screen, which has NCRT? Thermodynamics, here it is. अभी थोड़ा टेंशन हो रहा है, एग्जाम के लिए सिर्फ 4 महीने बचे हैं यार, 5 महीने बचे हैं, बट ठीक है, 4.5 महीने. तीर्थराज, ओके. सलोनी, गुड इवनिंग. You'll be all right. You're all very hardworking students. I think you'll be just all right. What happened to the scale of 1 to 10? Like किसी ने scale number ही नहीं दिया. Okay, so is that a good sign or a bad sign? I don't know. Is that a good sign that there's no one who's given me an answer to what how confident you feel about this, or is that a sign that भाई इसमें तो डर लगता है थर्मो से? It's got a lot of theory that you can easily get marks in. I know there's a general belief that thermodynamics मतलब बहुत ढेर सारे numbers and hence scary. But you'll see कि काफी क्वेश्चन आप सॉल्व कर सकते हैं जस्ट फ्रॉम बेसिक थियोरी. सिस्टम सराउंडिंग बाउंड्री क्या होता है, हमने डिटेल में इसको किया है, राइट? अ सिस्टम इज ओपन और क्लोज्ड डिपेंडिंग ऑन द काइंड ऑफ बाउंड्री इट हैज. ओके, अ सिस्टम इटसेल्फ कैन नॉट बी ओपन और क्लोज. उसकी एनक्लोजिंग बाउंड्री क्या है उस पर डिपेंड करता है इफ इट इज ओपन, क्लोज या आइसोलेटेड. ओपन मतलब कि दोनों मास और एनर्जी ट्रांसफर आसानी से हो सकती है. क्लोज मतलब कि ओके, नो मास, ओनली एनर्जी. Isolated is no mass or energy. You know this theory already, but थोड़ा सा ये सब बेसिक्स करना बहुत जरूरी है before you start with anything else, right? That's what this is trying to say, all of this. सलाम हाजी, what's happening? Hey पंपा, देवांशी, क्या हुआ भाई? Scale of 1 to 10. कोई नंबर इतना डर लगता है कि you won't even give me an answer how confident you are about thermodynamics on scale of 1 to 10. सही है, सही है. So the first thing that the NCERT talks about, although हम लोग ने अपने सेशन में थ्योरी में थोड़ा सा ऊपर नीचे चीजें की हैं, just going through NCERT में क्या है अभी, right? We taught different ideas first, right? We went into extensive intensive properties क्या होती है, उसके बाद we dealt with delta U, and then we spoke of heat and work. In fact, we spoke of heat and work in terms of how they increase the internal energy, right? Adding heat increase the internal energy, doing work on the system increase the internal energy, and hence we said अच्छा, internal energy must depend on temperature, etc., etc. खैर, NCERT deals with it in a little different way, but idea same है, ठीक है? There is some concept of a sign of heat, sign of work. Both of these are scalar quantities. ठीक है? They are path functions and they are scalar. They are not vector. Let me write that down. They are scalar. So then what does this positive or negative sign mean? Like money going in, that's positive. Money going out of the bank, which is negative. Okay. So this positive and negative does not have to do with a vector direction. It has to do with things being added or subtracted, removed. Okay, from that point of view. It doesn't have any direction. Here, by the way, this idea of fixing that a boundary is adiabatic or a process is isothermal or a process is isobaric, all of these are different paths. This is very interesting. Do you guys know this? That ye sab are just paths, say path 1, path 2, you are accustomed to paths being a physical thing where you're going from point A, आप चल के जा रहे हो A to B to C, तो आपको लग रहा है अच्छा ये हो गया path. That works in distance and displacement. यहाँ पे path means fixing something. So if you're fixing that Q is 0, that is a path you're taking to get to the change in internal energy. If you're fixing that V does not change, मतलब which leads to work being 0, that is also a path. So all of these are paths. Do you see that? It's important to just theoretically understand that. Okay. Hey, Shlok, what's happening? NEET ke channel pe Shlok. Okay, wonderful. Welcome. We're going to do the same thing with JE on Saturday. But theek hai. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, yeah, this idea of one way and the second way is the most beautiful way I've seen any textbook talk about how you can increase U. Okay. It's a very elegant way of teaching कि भाई internal energy कैसे बढ़ती है. You can do it in many different paths. The state is the same, and hence we form a formal definition of what is a state function, what is a path function. Path मतलब कि अगर आप अलग-अलग रास्ते से जाएंगे, अलग-अलग values होगी उसकी, right? So if you do heat in an isothermal way, it has a different value. If you add heat in an isochoric way, different value. If you add heat at adiabatic, different value, 0, right? So alag-alag paths to get to the same state, values of the paths are different, but the state is the same. Okay, that's the first and the most important idea from thermodynamics. What's a state function, what's a path function, and how both of these they align into delta U, the change of internal energy, which leads to the first law of thermodynamics. ठीक है. And its application is different types of work. You have isothermal, you have reversible, irreversible processes. Both of these are PV graphs, right? So this must be isothermal process that we are specifically talking about. Now, what is the difference between irreversible and reversible? Irreversible means you have multiple steps. Reversible means you have infinite steps. Infinite steps, and which is why you use integration. थोड़ा सा math यहीं पे आता है. That's why you integrate. You have integral of W, right? W is equal to integral of minus P dV. Yeah. And then you put P in terms of volume, which is RT by V. Sure, NB hota hai. Why? Because P depends on V. So it is not an independent variable, it is a dependent variable. Isliye you do this, you put it back here, you get some formula in terms of log. If you want to go through this irreversible and reversible treatment of work, मेरे sessions हैं इसके description में, you can check it out. And if you don't have that link, and if you're lazy or you don't want to open up what is there on your क्या बोलते हैं in the description of this video, here it is, the link again. Okay, sweet. Okay, Shlok, good to have you here. Yeah, she's facing some technical difficulties. We're trying to solve it. Me and Naveen were trying to help her out with that just before this session. Okay, integrated PDB. Yeah, absolutely. I think Khushbu's class should start soon. Good evening, Vikas. How are you doing? Acha, Vikas was Simi. Yeah, good evening, Simi. Hey, Reyansh, how are you doing? Dr. Bhaiya is Reyansh. Okay, cool. Welcome. That's great. If you have any doubts, please feel free to stop me. I actually really enjoyed doing this NCERT part with you students. I initially thought it may be boring. NCERT कौन पढ़ना चाहेगा? आप लोगों को मजा नहीं, मुझे भी मजा नहीं आएगा. But NCERT is a beautiful book. I'm realizing that NCERT is a beautiful book, and I'm glad that I started doing this. My colleague Ankita suggested we do NCERT line by line. We'll do that another time. अभी हम लोग का focus है revision. We'll do the whole NCERT line by line too. I'm sure it'll help in NEET and JEE and every exam you do. खैर, different paths. Okay, मैं बार बार ये आपको बोल रहा हूँ. These are all different paths. Although sure, you may remember it as different ways of doing work. मतलब क्या हो? Different ways मतलब different path ही तो हो गया. Do you follow what I'm saying? If you don't, please tell me in the chat. I'll explain again. What is the meaning of different paths? All of these different paths. Isothermal, irreversible is one path. Isothermal, reversible is another path. Okay, and adiabatic is another path. ठीक है? और इसमें आप बस वो कंडीशन डाल दीजिए, you'll get this. जो भी वैल्यूज हैं वो की इंटीग्रेट करना है, डिफरेंशिएट करना है, जो भी करना है आप लोग कर सकते हैं. फ्री एक्सपेंशन में यू आर एक्सपैंडिंग अगेंस्ट वैक्यूम, सो पी एक्सटर्नल इज 0. ओके, पी एक्सटर्नल अगर 0 हो गया तो वर्क भी 0 हो जाएगा. एवरीथिंग, ऑल मेजरेबल स्टफ इज 0. दैट्स ओके. ठीक है. एंथैल्पी की बात हो रही है. नाउ व्हाई डू यू नीड अ न्यू थिंग कॉल्ड एंथैल्पी? दैट्स द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन एवरीबडी आस्क. अगर आपका कोई वाइवा हो रहा है तो एंथैल्पी की क्या जरूरत है, आपसे पूछा जाएगा. देन यू विल से कि देखो इंटरनल एनर्जी तो जेनरिक टर्म है, but enthalpy is something when you talk about specifically reactions. क्यों? क्योंकि enthalpy accounts for PV work. Okay, internal energy is work done and also Q. Enthalpy is specifically constant pressure पे, मतलब कि जो आप लैब में reactions करते हैं, normally solutions में reactions होते हैं, कुछ गैस वैस निकल जाए, जो भी हो, that is the change in internal energy along with PV work. Okay, so that is why this is defined as, कहाँ है ये amazing सा definition? H is U plus PV. Yeah, there you go. Here is the definition. Right here. Right here. Please accession होनी चाहिए NCERT line by line. Ashish Shekhar. Sir, sure Reyansh. We'll figure this out. जरूर हम लोग plan कर रहे हैं इसका. Thank you for that. It's going to prove to my friends who are talking about, we just had a meeting about this ki, bhai, should we do this? Should we not do this? So I'm just going to quickly send this to them on WhatsApp right now in this session so that, yeah, real-time feedback to my friends. Yeah, telling them right now, real-time feedback. Okay, I've just sent that message. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, now we'll go back to my session and not get distracted by WhatsApp. Let me close WhatsApp. Hold on. People keep calling on WhatsApp. It's I don't know how to mute it on the desktop especially. खैर, मॉड्यूल से नहीं किया, only NCERT. Tanu, that's great. NCERT है, बहुत अच्छी बात है. Okay, cool. Integrate PDB. Let me go back to this. Yeah, there's another interesting idea that pops up over here from an extension of this. And इस चीज को हम लोग बहुत बार use करते हैं. We use delta H is delta U plus delta NGRT. यहाँ पे reaction हो रहा है. Okay, you know that PV equal to nRT, and you strictly shouldn't be able to use this because P is constant, or volume will change because number of moles बदल रहे हैं. All of this is constant, which means कि number of moles क्यों बदल रहे हैं? Oh, left hand side और right hand side में अगर reaction हो रहा है तो number of moles could be different. So now we have switched gears. In the first part of this chapter, we were talking about non-reacting gases. Okay, यहाँ पे till here it was non-reacting gases. Abhi tak. The moment you move to enthalpy, we are starting to talk about reaction mixtures. Now, that does not mean कि हम लोग non-reacting gases के बारे में enthalpy की बात नहीं कर सकते. That's not the case. But mostly हम लोग reaction mixtures की बात करेंगे. Non-reacting मतलब कि देखो अगर delta H of what do you call it phase change है, there is no reaction happening there. Yeah. So there are many examples. So ये concept of delta U or delta H is valid for everything, whether reaction हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है. ये सब theory समझना बहुत जरूरी है. And this theory is very interesting. समझने में मजा तो आता ही है, but इससे सवाल भी आसानी से हो जाएंगे. Let's move on to the next parts of this, and which is what I actually started my whole session with on the theory parts, right? Extensive intensive property क्या होती है ना? NCERT में एक definition दी हुई है. Yeah, extensive intensive property ये होती है whose value depends on the quantity or size of mass, size of matter present in the system. I'm going to give you another definition, and I've done that in the session also. And this is more of a trick, and actually the असली definition इसकी है. Intensive मतलब कि at a point उस property की value है at a particular point. Extensive मतलब at a point its value is not defined. Think about it like this. Intensive यानी कि density of something is the same here, सब जगह density की value same है, so it is intensive. Whereas mass doesn't make sense. इस point पे mass, no. पूरी quantity का mass I can talk about, so that is extensive. This is the actual definition of intensive and extensive. हम लोग अपने level के लिए वो mass की बात कर लेते हैं, which is also right. कोई गड़बड़ी नहीं, absolutely right. But actual definition and easy to spot intensive extensive with that thing. इस point पे अगर value है तो intensive, अगर एक particular point पे कोई intensity नहीं है उस property की, then it is extensive. Let me quickly look at the chat. Someone saying something. Notes ही नहीं बनाए तनु भाई साहब, प्लीज notes बनाइए. Notes बनाना जरूरी है. बायो के लिए भी notes तो बनाने पड़ेंगे आप लोगों को. Notes बनाना जरूरी है भाई. सिर्फ बैठ के highlight करने से कोई फायदा नहीं होता है. मैं highlight कर रहा हूँ, I can get away with it. You guys have to actually make notes on this. ठीक है. खैर, the next idea was that of heat capacity. That is important. Heat capacity talks about, okay, how much heat can something hold without raising its temperature? But heat capacity definition is heat required to raise the temperature of one mole of a substance by 1 degree Celsius. That is specific heat capacity, right? सिर्फ heat capacity हुई कि इसका temperature 1 degree से बढ़ाओ भाई कुछ भी करके. So heat capacity मतलब how much heat does it hold? Water की heat capacity is high, which means it requires a lot of heat थोड़ा सा temperature बदलने के लिए, right? अगर किसी चीज की heat capacity कम है मतलब थोड़ा सा heat देने से temperature बहुत बढ़ जाएगा. ये physical ideas समझना बहुत जरूरी है. It seems like मैं आपको पढ़ा ही रहा हूँ, this was a revision session, so I'll speed things up. Now, delta U is simply heat at constant volume. Delta H is simply heat at constant pressure. So, this is a path function. Okay. With one variable fixed, with a fixed sort of p that happens to be a state function. तो ये हो सकता है. Similarly ये भी path function है. हमने v फिक्स किया तो ये मिल गया। देखो ब्यूटी ऑफ दिस। सो पाथ फंक्शंस कैन बिकम स्टेट फंक्शंस, कैन बी इक्वल टू वैल्यू वाइज टू स्टेट फंक्शंस एट स्पेसिफिक पाथ्स। एक पर्टिकुलर रास्ता जो सबसे शॉर्टकट हो या सबसे लॉन्ग कट हो या व्हाटएवर, जैसा आपको लगे समझने में, पाथ फंक्शंस कैन गिव यू वैल्यूज ऑफ स्टेट फंक्शन। दिस इज द बेस्ट एग्जांपल ऑफ दैट। ठीक है, असर्शन रीजन में ऐसे सवाल आ सकते हैं, राइट? So yeah, we spoke about this already. There's a small definition. How do you relate CP, CV, and all of that? ये सब चीजें हैं. Maybe in JEE we'll talk about this more, its derivations के बारे में, but we don't have to at this point in time. Adiabatic process का PV power gamma is equal to constant है, but I don't see that in NCERT right now, so we don't have to talk about it too much. But anyway, ठीक है. Let's skip that for now. The general idea of delta H, the second or the third part of this chapter. First part was the general reaction, non-reacting gases. Second part was reaction, right? Delta H. Third part is using delta H पूरा thermochemistry करना है। इसमें बहुत ढेर सारे सवाल आते हैं। It may seem difficult, but it's really easy. The definition of delta H reaction is products minus reactants. Enthalpy of products minus enthalpy of reactants. Now, that's the only thing you need to remember. Okay. This part, where you talk about enthalpy of formation, you need to know कि अच्छा LHS नहीं होगा RHS। राइट हैंड साइड में रिएक्शन के 1 मोल प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म हो रहा है, ठीक है? दैट इज व्हाट द डेफिनेशन ऑफ दिस, एंड देन यू कैन फिगर इट आउट. If you want to know what I'm talking about, go to the description, check it out. Okay, we have done this in detail. Delta H formation क्या होता है? Similarly, delta H जो combustion है, उसके ऊपर अगर आपको चीजें करनी है, then you say कि delta H combustion, कहाँ गया delta H combustion? एक सेकेंड, हाँ, delta H combustion में 1 मोल RHS पे things will be formed. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah. And what else do we have over here? Hess law is 1 step or 10 steps? Same रहता है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. We've done a lot of PYQs, बहुत चीज पे कर चुके हैं. So I'm going to cut this short now and just go on to the last part of this session, last part of NCERT. Sure, there's enthalpy of solution, lattice enthalpy, etc. बहुत चीजें हैं. Oh, Born-Haber cycle, इस पर बात करना जरूरी है. The lattice enthalpy idea is theoretical, but you can figure it out by using all of these different enthalpies. This is because these are state functions. मतलब कि if I do it on 1 step or 10 steps, it doesn't matter. The last part of this talks about spontaneity, gives free energy, and all of those amazing things. Now, for this, the main thing you need to know is, देखो, delta S is a state function. And interestingly, it depends on Q reversible, which is also a state function by T. Now, whether you have a reversible or irreversible process, this definition remains the same. Okay, Q reversible by T ही रहेगा, ये बदलता नहीं है. If you are taking delta S of system or surrounding, it does not matter. It is still Q reversible of the system by T itself. Won't talk about this for too much detail, but yeah, this is kind of important, more important for JEE than NEET. NEET पे इस पे ज़्यादा सवाल नहीं आते हैं, but अगर आए तो feel free to ping me. I'll help you out. The last idea, absolutely, I swear, the last idea is delta G is delta H minus T delta S. From this, you can say कि अच्छा, in some cases, delta G is always negative, always positive, and you can form a couple of equations from here. The beauty about this, you're relating a property of the universe to properties of system. Okay, go through this derivation. It is fairly interesting and important. Okay, let's start with some questions. Finally, पहला सवाल, how many numbers expected in this chapter? How many numbers depends on the question. अगर numbers है, theory है, you ask me how many marks, तो आपको नीट को देखना पड़ेगा. कभी कभी एक सवाल आते हैं, कभी कभी 2 सवाल आते हैं. 1 से 2 सवाल is a pretty good reason for you to be doing this. And plus equilibrium के लिए भी थर्मो चाहिए, इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री के लिए भी थर्मो चाहिए, पूरी फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री के लिए. So unless if you think you're skipping the whole of physical chemistry, like 12th grade में और 11th grade में इसके बाद वाली, करना जरूरी है भाई. For which of the following processes delta S naught is negative? पहला ही सवाल delta S naught के बारे में. ट्राई करो, आसान सा लग रहा है मुझे तो. अभी तनु, I like that. अभी पढ़ लो. I resonate with that idea. अभी पढ़ लो. या सिमी, बताइए, what do you think the answer is? Hi Prakash, how are you doing? 3 और 4. तनु saying 3 और 4, मतलब बहुत सवाल आते हैं. 3 और 4 मतलब बहुत भारी है तो चैप्टर. अच्छा, हाँ, थर्मोकेमिस्ट्री वाला पार्ट भी है, थर्मोडायनेमिक्स भी है, दोनों चीज. यस, but it's not just about this chapter. I'm telling you, it's going to be significantly bigger the number, because you have equilibrium, you have electrochemistry, and everything is dependent on thermodynamics. सिमी जी चिल्लाते हुए ए. अच्छा, what do the rest of you think? थोड़ा सोच के बताइए. ये जल्दी में करने वाला सवाल नहीं है. 4 ऑप्शन है, ध्यान से देखने हैं. ध्यान से देखिए. भाई क्या हुआ? एक पर्सन बोल रहा है ए, व्हाट डू द रेस्ट ऑफ यू थिंक? डेल्टा एस नॉट नेगेटिव क्यों होगा? अगर डेल्टा एन जी लेस देन जीरो हुआ, और यू आर गोइंग फ्रॉम सॉलिड टू लिक्विड, और यू आर गोइंग, अरे उल्टा बोल दिया, if you're going from liquid to solid, something like that, or if you're going from gas to liquid, or to solid, whatever. Basically, अगर disturbance या what do you call it, disorder कम हो रहा है, then delta S naught will be negative to order, or disorder is negative. सोचने वाला बात है ये, सोचने वाली चीज है. Simi change their answer to D. Okay, great. Thank you, Simi, for your input. What does everybody else on this call think? बाकी लोग क्या सोच रहे हैं? तीर्थराज भाई बताइए. रेयान, जितने हम लोग बात कर रहे थे अभी थोड़ा सवाल भी कर लेते हैं. प्रकाश, व्हाट डू यू थिंक? व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट दिस क्वेश्चन? पहला सवाल ज्यादा मुश्किल होगा क्या? इज दिस लाइक रियली ट्रिकी और डिफिकल्ट और व्हाट? ए बी सी पॉजिटिव. ओके, सारे ऑप्शंस पास पास हैं. ओके, लेट्स फोकस अबाउट सेमी सेइंग dissolution of ammonium nitrate in water. Ammonium nitrate मतलब NH4NO3. As soon as I put it in water, I get NH4 plus and NO3 minus. मतलब नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स बढ़ रहे हैं. देखो, एक पार्टिकल था, दैट इज बिकमिंग 2. सो डेल्टा एस मस्ट बी पॉजिटिव फॉर दिस वन. डू यू अग्री और डू यू डिसएग्री? बताइएगा. दूसरा वाला, expansion of a sample of chlorine into a larger volume, definitely delta S is positive. The decomposition of mercuric oxide. Decomposition of mercuric oxide. Okay. HgO is a solid. ये डिकम्पोज होके देता है Hg प्लस O. ये हो गया लिक्विड, ये हो गया गैस. मैं अप्रोक्सीमेटली लिख रहा हूं. आई डोंट नो इफ देयर इज अ रियल रिएक्शन, बट डिकम्पोजिशन में इट विल डेफिनेटली फॉर्म समथिंग लाइक दिस. उसका भी डेल्टा शुड बी पॉजिटिव. रस्टिंग ऑफ आयन में क्या होता है? Fe प्लस क्या, पानी, और डज इट टेक ऑक्सीजन? लेट्स जस्ट से इट फॉर्म्स FeOH, समथिंग लाइक दिस, राइट? रस्ट का फॉर्मूला क्या होता है? आई एम बैड एट मगिंग दीस थिंग्स. I know that it reacts with oxygen, so hence delta S must be negative, even without anything else. मुझे properly याद भी नहीं है, but even now I'm pretty confident it should be D. Yeah. What do the rest of you guys think? Teethraj is saying D as well. Piyush is saying D is spontaneous. Piyush, all of these are spontaneous. Piyush. But spontaneity and delta S need not be related directly. No. See, spontaneity is delta G is delta H minus T delta S. तो अगर इसका डेल्टा एस नेगेटिव भी हुआ, डेल्टा एच भी अगर नेगेटिव हुआ तो चल जाएगा, है ना? तो स्पॉन्टिनिटी की हम लोग बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. या पीयूष, बी एबल टू प्लीज डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन दीज टू आइडियाज. राधिका सेइंग बी, सिमी सेइंग डी, शुभांशु सेइंग बी. आप लोग बी कैसे बोल रहे हो? इसमें नेगेटिव क्यों होगा? डू यू नॉट रिमेंबर दैट फॉर्मूला? मैंने किया था आप लोगों के साथ. मे बी यू हैव नॉट अटेंडेड दैट सेशन, बट डेल्टा एस वाज समथिंग लाइक NR ln V2 by V1, है ना? Basically isothermal process where there's just expansion, then this is what it will be. How did I arrive at this? Q reversible, है ना, was what? Isothermal मतलब Q reversible equal to minus W. यही चीज को मैं कर रहा था. And delta S is Q reversible by T. We have done this in the theory session, but I've quickly just derived this for you and told you कि boss NR ln V2 by V1. If V2 is greater than V1, delta S must be positive. कोई इसमें डाउट नहीं होना चाहिए. डेल्टा एस इज पॉजिटिव हियर. पहला सवाल भारी हो गया लग रहा है ना? देवांशी सेइंग डी, भाग्य सेइंग डी, सिडनी इज श्योर अबाउट डी एज वेल, सलोनी सेइंग ए. मेरा विलेज कहां है? लेनो, आई haven't been to too many villages, I'll be honest with you. I'm from Prayagraj, Allahabad. I grew up on a military base, not military, sorry, Air Force base. Yeah, so I haven't been to too many villages. But I've been in Bangalore most of my life though. B is the right answer, is what Tampa is saying. I still feel it's D, guys. What do you think? Tanu, yes, I had given you a question in the last class. Okay. Shalini is saying D. Guys, I'm quite confident it's D because I've eliminated A, B, and C. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you guys still think it is something other than D? Please let me know. If so, give me a reason as to why it is anything other than D. Please बताइए. In the meantime, I'm going to fish out the reaction. Iron rusting reaction. I want to give you the right reaction, right? It is, oh, it is simply this. तो ठीक है. A simple way of doing it is just writing Fe2O3 CK12 फाउंडेशन के हिसाब से. NCERT के हिसाब से थोड़ा सा शायद ज्यादा डिटेल होगा. But okay, I think we are good with just saying, yeah, what I was thinking was kind of right. Just this Fe2O3. I can write this theoretically. Maybe it's not the best, most scientifically accurate thing. I know that there is a moisture component and something else gets formed, but ठीक है. यहाँ पे गैस है, यहाँ पे सॉलिड है, यहाँ पे भी सॉलिड है, तो यहाँ पे नंबर ऑफ डेल्टा Ng is basically less than 0, so ये नेगेटिव हो गया. Shall we move on to the next one? आगे चले, right? शालिनी, तीसराज, सिमी, good. Tanu, I didn't understand what you were talking about, but yeah, you got the right answer as well. Teethraj, yes, B में delta is positive होगा, absolutely. Saloni has retracted the answer. Lenovo has retracted the answer. Lenovo, why are you asking questions and retracting your answers? Pampa, Piyush, anybody else here? Do you guys follow how it was D? Shall we move on? All good? Yeah, let me know if you have any doubts in that. Fe2O3, thanks. The amount of work done in the isothermal expansion is greater than the work done in the adiabatic system for the same final volume. इसकी ग्रामर थोड़ी हिली हुई है, बट भावना आप लोग समझ रहे हैं. भावना क्या है यहाँ पे कि आइसोथर्मल एक्सपेंशन हो रहा है और adiabatic एक्सपेंशन हो रहा है. ठीक है. अब इन दोनों केसेस में सेम फाइनल वॉल्यूम हो रहा है. ओके, सो फाइनल वॉल्यूम इज सेम. In the adiabatic expansion of the gas, temperature and pressure both decrease due to decrease in internal energy of system. Assertion and reason. थोड़ा भारी है, but think about it. What do you think is going to happen in this one? Are both of them correct? Or are both of them incorrect? और एक correct है, but सही, दोनों correct है, but सही reasoning नहीं है, या फिर एक correct, एक incorrect? What do you guys think? क्या लगता है? Yes, तनु जी, मैंने homework दिया था. You are absolutely right. Do you have the answer to that question? लेना वो होते हो, पढ़ने के देखो टाइम पास करना है. अगर देखो टाइम पास करना है तो कर ले. आई विल म्यूट यू. इफ यू वांट टू स्टडी, यू स्टडी. ठीक है, डिसाइड कर ले. सिमी सेज ए. ओके, बढ़िया. व्हाट डू द रेस्ट ऑफ यू गाइस थिंक? adiabatic सिस्टम में Q होगा 0. ठीक है तीर्थराज, लवली. adiabatic सिस्टम में Q होगा 0. ओके, फेयर, आई गिव दैट. एक और चीज बता देता हूं फिर, सिंस तीर्थराज ने बोला कि Q is 0 फॉर दिस, इसमें डेल्टा T विल बी 0, है ना, which means T is equal to constant. ठीक है. अब how does that help बताओ, इसको कैसे आपको हेल्प करेगा? बोथ करेक्ट है, सिमी बोल रहे हैं. ओके, let me quickly go to NCERT. Oops, no, not this. Oops. Yes, and look for PV par gamma. I don't think ये NCERT में है. तुम्हें भी लगी ये तो NCERT में नहीं, आप हमसे नहीं पूछ सकते हैं. But it's all right. I already told you actually. मैं आपको इसका हिंट दे दिया था कैसे सॉल्व करना है in the theory I was talking about. खैर, it seems like all of you have figured it out, although this is not directly in NCERT, right? Tanu, Radhika, Teethraj, Bhagya, Devanshi, and Pampa are all giving me the answer to be A, and I want to agree with them. Why? Because पहला बोल रहे हैं कि work done isothermal is greater than work done adiabatic. Okay, let's figure this out with a graph. It's saying कि same initial states, same final volume. Okay, and this graph has this area. This is a diabatic, and this is isothermal. Okay, which means very clearly इससे दिख रहा है आपको कि इसका एरिया थोड़ा ज्यादा है. अगर इस वो दिख रहा है कि इसका एरिया ज्यादा है, that means work ज्यादा हो गया. But how did I confidently draw this graph? Think about it like this. There are 2-3 ways to look at this. ये ऊपर क्यों है, नीचे क्यों है, बहुत जगह ये सेम चीज पूछी जाएगी. ठीक है, आइसोथर्मल में पीवी इक्वल टू कांस्टेंट होता है, adiabat में पीवी पार गामा इक्वल टू कांस्टेंट होता है. नाउ इफ यू टेक टू सिंपल इक्वेशन yx इक्वल टू k एंड yx स्क्वायर इक्वल टू k, उसका ग्राफ ऐसा दिखेगा. ठीक है, सेम चीज, एग्जैक्टली सेम चीज होंगे ऐसे ग्राफ. सो फ्रॉम दिस मैथमेटिकल आइडिया यू कैन टेल कि भाई साहब दिस इज इट, दिस इज राइट. दूसरा आइडिया, दैट्स वन वे टू लुक एट इट. Another way to look at it is in adiabatic system, delta U is equal to W. So any work that gets done will happen at the expense of internal energy. Okay, at the expense of internal energy. मतलब कि temperature has to reduce for the gas to expand because there is no heat being exchanged. If the temperature has to reduce, so the temperature is lower. Okay, T is lower and hence P also is lower. क्योंकि वॉल्यूम इज द सेम. ब्यूटिफुल आइडिया, ब्यूटिफुल आइडिया. आई थिंक ये फिजिक्स में भी आप लोग करते हैं, बट एनीवे सिंस आई लाइक ग्राफ्स आई थॉट आई टॉक टू यू अबाउट दिस इन केमिस्ट्री एज वेल. लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट वन. या वेरी कन्वीनियंट लेनोवो रिट्रैक्टिंग योर मैसेजेस. पढ़ने कोई आता नहीं है, बहुत कम स्टूडेंट्स पढ़ने आते हैं लग रहा है. यस, work done in reversible adiabatic is less. Reversible adiabatic is less. Okay, absolutely. Yes, you're right, Simi. Absolutely. Since Simi was talking about work done, एक और सवाल लेते हैं on the same idea. An ideal gas expands against a constant external pressure of 3 bar from 20 liter to 40 liter and absorbs 10 kilojoule of heat from the surrounding. What is the change in internal energy of the system? Yeah, there are 4 of them. Good evening. Arey, Doctor Sahab. Good evening. Long time. Yeah. Correct. Excellent work. Bhagya, Devanshi, Pampa, Saloni, Piyush, Radhika, Tanu, everybody. And Simi. Absolutely. I think Simi started this one off. Right. A is the right answer. Sweet. इस वाले को करते हैं. Ideal gas expands from a constant external pressure of 3 bar from 20 liter to 40 liter and absorbs 10 kilojoule of heat. ये तो straight forward लग रहा है. Try करके देखो. What is the change in? ये तो first law वाला idea. This is from first law. Please try this one out. I think it's very doable. Please try this one out. Good evening, Dr. Saab. Please try this question. Because the year is ending, we have to figure out attendance. I thought, wow, that's something I should do. I forget to do it all the time. Yeah, we have attendance too at work. Good evening. Okay, I've seen that already. Piyush and Shalini are saying C. Okay, lovely. What does everybody else think? Piyush has changed the answer to A. हाँ, मैंने ऐसे ऑप्शंस दिए हैं जो आपको ट्रिप करेंगे. So be careful. Yeah, these options are designed to be distractors, which means if you're applying the equation correctly, you will get the correct answer. If you're applying the equation incorrectly, you will get the incorrect answer. So दोनों चीजें होने के काफी चांसेस है, ध्यान से करना. इक्वेशन है क्या? लिख देता हूं जब तक आप लोग ट्राई कर रहे हो. वर्क इज माइनस पी एक्सटर्नल टाइम्स डेल्टा वी. पी एक्सटर्नल तो फिक्स्ड है, डेल्टा वी भी दिया हुआ है आपको हियर, राइट. मेक श्योर दैट यू नो व्हाट इज इनिशियल एंड व्हाट इज फाइनल. ये है इनिशियल, ये है फाइनल. और क्या है? डेल्टा यू इज क्यू प्लस डब्ल्यू. अब क्यू क्या है? पॉजिटिव है, नेगेटिव है. रिमेंबर, this is how I remember it, like a bank. Money coming into bank is good. Heat coming in, work being done on the system, good. Heat going out, work being done by the system, bad, negative. Keep that in mind. इन दोनों चीजें बाय से कर सकते हो. I think you guys can do this one. नहीं मालूम? 5948 कैसे यार? सिमी 5948 ये कहां से कॉपी किया? गूगल किया क्या सवाल? देखो मेरे क्लास में कभी कभी सवाल गूगल करना कैन बी डेट्रीमेंटल टू योर एफर्ट्स, बिकॉज मैंने दिया है 3 बार. एक बार, बार बार. 1 बार into liter is 100 joule. Tanu saying B is the answer. Radhika also saying B is the answer. Okay. Yes, Piyush. Lovely. Thank you, Piyush. Piyush 2 बार बोलते हुए A, 3 बार बोलते हुए A, बहुत बार A बोल रहे हैं. Piyush is very confident about A. Okay. Lovely. Lovely. ठीक है, आगे करता हूं मैं. So Q is 10 kilojoule or 10 power 4 joules. Okay, this is a positive value. मैंने साइन लिखा नहीं, but it's obvious that it's positive. साइन नहीं लिखा होता, अगर नेगेटिव लिखा तो नेगेटिव होता. Work is minus P times delta V. How do you do this? माइनस को ऐसे ही रखो. P is what? P is 3 bar. डेल्टा V में फाइनल है 40, 20 है इनिशियल, मतलब एक्सपेंशन हो रहा है, तो ये हो गया माइनस 60 लीटर बार. हाँ, ओके. So minus 60 liter bar, use this conversion factor, right? इसको use करके you get minus 60 into 100, minus 60 into 10 power 3 joules. Now I just have to add them both together, this plus this. When I add them together, 10 kilojoule minus 6 kilojoule, मतलब हो गया 4000 joule or 4 kilojoule. How do you like that question? अजीब है. Good job, Simi, Bhagya, Pampa, Tirthraj and Piyush on fire. Good job. सलोनी होता है. Don't worry about it. सलोनी अब समझ में आ गया कैसे किया. बहुत ही स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन इन टर्म्स ऑफ क्या करना है. व्हाट कैन गेट यू ट्रिप्ड अप. अरे यार साइन क्या है, क्यू का कहां पॉजिटिव कहां नेगेटिव, डब्ल्यू का कहां पॉजिटिव कहां नेगेटिव, बस यही है. ऐसे सवाल का नीट में आने के चांसेस काफी ज्यादा हाई हैं ऐसे सवाल के. क्यों? क्योंकि इसमें कैलकुलेशन भारी नहीं है. कैलकुलेशन इज वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, बट यू हैव टू रीड थिंग्स क्विकली, एनालाइज एंड सॉल्व. राइट? रिपीट सलोनी जी. ठीक है, रिपीट करते हैं. क्या हुआ सिमी? व्हाट्स हैपनिंग? सलोनी, आर यू ओके विद दिस? आई हैव रिटन डाउन दिस एज द फर्स्ट लॉ का एक्सप्रेशन, राइट? देन आई एम सेइंग Q इज अ पॉजिटिव वैल्यू. क्यों? क्योंकि अब्सॉर्ब यानी कि पॉजिटिव वैल्यू, हीट गोइंग इन, दैट्स पॉजिटिव. सो दिस इज 10 किलो जूल और 10 पावर 4 जूल, सेम चीज. ठीक है, या फिर लिखना चाहो तो लिख लो. ठीक है, 10,000 जूल. ठीक है, दैट इज Q. एक्सटर्नल प्रेशर इज 3, which is this right here. Delta V is VF minus VI. VF is 40 liter. VI is 20 liter. Substitute करो यहाँ पे. That's all I did, right? Make sure ये negative sign को खा मत जाओ. इस negative sign को जागते रखो. And what you get is negative 60 liter bar. Now you need to convert this to joule because answer है joule में. 1 liter into 1 bar is 100 joule. Same thing as that. This conversion factor use करो and that's it. Okay? Cool? Clear हो गया? That's great, Raj. Radhika got it. Saloni, do you follow? 6 into 10 power 3 तक ही किया मैंने. तनु, उसका तो next step ही था ना, negative 6 था into 10 power 3. You subtract them both then. Q plus W is what this guy right here is. Cool? Let's do the next question. अगले सवाल पे चलते हैं. Saloni, are you okay? Let me know if you have any doubts. 10 mole of an ideal gas, that's good to know, confined to a volume of 10 liter is released into atmosphere at 300 Kelvin where the pressure is 1 bar. The work done by the gases. इस सवाल के साथ all your thermodynamics things with work done are solved. इस सवाल के साथ. This is the last most tricky type of question that could come in NEET. Try करो. Confuse किया? अच्छा, ठीक है. But it's likely कि ऐसा सवाल NEET में आ जाए. It's likely. सो बताइए इसको कैसे करें. 10 मोल ऑफ एन आइडियल गैस कन्फाइंड टू वॉल्यूम ऑफ 10 लीटर, मतलब दिस इज फिक्स्ड वॉल्यूम इनिशियल. ओके, रिलीज इन एटमॉस्फेयर 300 केल्विन वेयर द प्रेशर इज सम वैल्यू. द वर्क डन. वर्क कैसे निकालेंगे? वर्क विल बी P इनटू डेल्टा V. फाइनल V तो मालूम ही नहीं है, फाइनल प्रेशर मालूम है. डू यू थिंक फाइनल प्रेशर से हम लोग फाइनल वॉल्यूम निकाल सकते हैं? Try that out and then do W equal to minus PdV. Try that out. सिमी बहुत जल्दी आंसर देते हुए. Lovely. What do the rest of you think? बताइए. Simi, can you tell us कैसे किया आपने? How did you solve this? Can you tell us and the rest of your friends who are watching this session live, how did you solve this? Okay, N is 10 mole. Okay, thank you. How do you do this? और आगे क्या किया आपने? How did you find out final V? एक ही नंबर 2 बार है. नहीं तीर्थराज, एक ही नंबर 2 बार कैसे है? मैं आपका बात समझा नहीं. एक नंबर 2 बार तो नहीं है. यहां पे नेगेटिव है, यहां पे नेगेटिव है, यहां पॉजिटिव है, यहां पॉजिटिव है. लुक एट व्हाट द क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग. वर्क डन बाय द गैस, नॉट ऑन द गैस, बाय द गैस पूछा गया. रेयांश इज श्योर अबाउट सी. ओके, लवली. तनु इज आल्सो सेइंग सी. बढ़िया. व्हाट डू द रेस्ट ऑफ यू गाइस थिंक? P equal to nRT. ठीक है. But you're sure, right? Work done by the gas ही आप calculate कर रहे हो, not on the gas. वो सब ठीक है? I don't know. Just think out loud. I think I think it should be a positive value. Why do I think it's a positive value? तो gas expand हो रहा है. अगर gas expand हो रहा है, then W is negative. But that W is work done on the system. I'm asking for work done by the system. So I must cancel out these two values. It must be either C or D. ठीक है? Cool. विकास 10 into 0.083. ये सब करने की जरूरत है क्या? Into 1 300 by 1. अरे बाप रे. हाँ ठीक है. Cool विकास. Lovely. Radhika saying C, Shalini saying A. Okay. Shalini took the bait. That's okay. Shalini. I don't mind it. मैंने सवाल ऐसा बनाया कि कुछ students will say A. But I think the answer is C. I'll show you how. Work is minus P times delta V, right? PV equal to NRT, exactly. Use करो. अब you will be like, ये तो syllabus पे नहीं है. हाँ भाई syllabus पे नहीं है, but KTG तो है. Kinetic theory कैसे है? So you do need PV equal to NRT. Please don't say कि PV and NRT is not in the syllabus. You need it. VI is 10 liter. VF, I don't know, but I can get it by this. This is the most crucial step of this question. VI is 10 liter. VF हमको नहीं मालूम है, but you can get VF in terms of N, R, T, and P. Luckily, P तो है सिर्फ सीधा साधा एक, N is 10, R is given to you, T is also given to you, right? So let's substitute. Somebody said, Simi said on the chat how to do this. She told us how to do this. So work, I feel I have messed up the animation timing on this one. Okay, we'll wait for it to. Did I make it 25 seconds instead of 2.5 seconds? I really hope not. But it looks like it's going to just keep playing incredibly slowly. Look at that. Look at that. Whoa. Yeah, I know what happened. I put 25 instead of 2.5 seconds. Anyway, cool. Yeah, that's an animate feature. You can animate PPTs. So, minus 1 is minus P. Okay. This is minus 1. Delta V. This is VI. This is VF. Substitution. Okay. So, you get minus 239. Okay. But the question is asking for by the gas. So, it should be plus 239. Excellent work. I love that most of you have said C. कुछ लोगों ने गलती से A बोल दिया, but that's okay. And they have also changed their answer by now. Teethraj, Shalini, Vikas, Pampa, yeah, lovely Reyansh. Simmi, Teethraj again, Devanshi, Radhika, Shalini changed their answer. Saloni, yes, Tanu from starting us off with the right answer. Good job. Work done could also be found by NGRT. Mahi, that's a very good point. But Mahi, I think you've just joined in. Because when I was doing the theory wala part, I'm going to open NCRT, or let me just tell you right here, right? Delta NGRT is valid when you have a reaction. Sochiye, think about it. If a reaction is not happening, why would the number of moles change? है ना? यहाँ पे the gas is only expanding, contracting or whatever. There is no reaction happening. Okay? Which is why delta NGRT doesn't make sense here. Delta NGRT only makes sense if you have a reaction. If there's a change in number of moles before the process and after the process. Okay? Cool? Sure. Delta NGRT will be equal to delta of PV or P delta V. Why? Because PV equal to nRT from that expression, right? So maths wise is the same, but it doesn't make any sense to talk about delta NG when there's no reaction happening. है ना? ठीक है? Cool. Yeah? All right. Lovely. Cool. When we solve the question fast, sir reply, I? No. No, it's good. I'm impressed. It's a positive, impressive response. Yeah, 239 is good. So, what I want you guys to do, I want you guys to be able to eliminate the ones that are fishy. These are fishy options. Eliminate them right away. And इन दोनों में से आप पकड़िए कौन सा सही वाला है, which is this. चलो अगला सवाल करते हैं. All right. Mahi, you're okay? Mahi, I can also show this to you on the NCRT quickly. Just hardly take 30 seconds. Let's look at RT. Let's look at RT. RT, 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 RT. उल्टे डायरेक्शन में जाते हैं. Okay, RT बहुत जगह है. Oops, what did I do? Did I do something? Yeah, I think I changed. Hold on. Okay, I'll show you on the NCRT later on. You can read the NCRT. Let's move on. I think this is a sign that the universe wants me to move on. Did I get stuck? Okay, this is the next question, thankfully. अगर आपको डाउट है तो एनसीईआरटी में देख लेना माही, और जस्ट पिंग मी ऑन टेलीग्राम, you're on, yeah, I teach Chem, just ping me there and I'll help you out with this specific idea. Which of the following pairs of chemical reactions is certain to result in a spontaneous reaction? चलो एक आसान सवाल ट्राई करो, कैसे करोगे? डेल्टा जी इक्वल टू डेल्टा एच माइनस टी डेल्टा एस. व्हाट इज डेल्टा जी? वेल, व्हेन इट्स नेगेटिव इट्स समथिंग, व्हेन इट्स पॉजिटिव इट इज समथिंग एल्स, राइट? सो आसान सा सवाल भाई, कर लो कर लो कर लो. सवाल देखने से पहले पीयूष जी देते हुए आंसर. पीयूष इज ऑन फायर. Simi is also saying something, Shalini is saying something else. While you guys give me the answer to this, let me fish on NCERT. कहाँ है ये चीज? I think I know कहाँ पे है. Enthalpy. I found it. I found it. I found it. I found it. Maybe kind of. Oh God, this has a lot of the word. I searched for the word enthalpy, and that's like there 157 times. Not a smart thing to do. Note to self: don't search for enthalpy in thermodynamics. It's the most useless thing to do. But since we already started it, let's see it through. Oof, I even forgot what I was looking for. What were we looking for? Oh, you're able to see the screen. You guys look at the question. Don't see this. Oh my God, guys. Yeah. Here. Oh, everybody's figured this question out. Looks like I don't have enough time to search for it. Oh, I found it. Also, on a side note. Mahi, मिल गया. देखो, delta H minus delta NGRT only makes sense for a reaction, right? Oh, interestingly, not necessarily only for a reaction. Here, point proved, right? Now, there's no reaction happening here, but there's a phase change. Okay, state change बोल लो, phase change बोल लो. At our level, state and phase change is the same. ठीक है? देखो, कुछ है पानी जो वेपराइज हो रहा है, मतलब some moles of gas are formed. So you can use this. NCERT is beautiful, man. It has some very awesome questions. Have you solved this question? ये सब्जेक्ट वाला बहुत सही है, बहुत सही सवाल है. खैर देख लेना. Here Mahi is an example where you can use delta Ng. There's no reaction happening. Yeah, quick, awesome. Let's go back to this one. सब लोगों को लगता है सही आंसर इसका तो मिल गया. Straight forward सा theory सवाल. Everybody nailed it. Lovely, lovely. Shalini, Mahi, Tanu, Simi, Bhagya, Teethraj, Pampa, Devanshi, Radhika, Saloni, Simi फिर से रेयांश are saying A. Okay, exothermic and increasing disorder. Why? Because delta G is अगर negative हो गया यहाँ पे and minus of something that is positive will be good, which is exothermic, correct, and increasing disorder. Again, correct. Option A. Lovely work, everybody. Lovely work. Do we have time? We have some time. In an isothermal irreversible expansion of an ideal gas, क्या होता है? Isothermal irreversible expansion. तीन चीजें बोल दी. Isothermal, irreversible और expansion. इन तीनों के साथ which of these four options makes sense? Lovely, Teethraj. Good job. Good job. क्या लगता है इस सवाल में? Excellent. Mahi, very, very quickly getting the answer to this one. I like it. Piyush, Saloni, okay. Expected time, बहुत सही है, 30 सेकंड के अंदर. Lovely work. बाकी लोग क्या सोचते हैं? Riyansh thinks B, okay. Okay. Radhika saying A, Teesra also saying A, Bhagya, Pampa, a lot of people saying A. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and solve it then. Devanshi also, good stuff. Isothermal, यानी कि delta T is 0. If you have spotted that, you'll spot right away this is the answer. But if you want to explore the other option, this is definitely the answer. What about this? Why can't this be 0? This also will be 0 for sure. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर isothermal है delta T is 0, तो U is delta U and delta H are both dependent on delta T. Hence they both must be equal to 0, right? So obviously ये वाला सही है और ये वाला सही नहीं है, which means all of these also not correct. Hence A is correct. तो elimination से कर लिया. What about option B, guys? Why can't I do option B? Well, think about it like this. Think about it like this. Why can't I do option B? Okay. Q is minus W. Delta U is 0. So minus W is minus, it's plus P dV, not minus. Sorry, it's plus P delta V, right? Minus W will be plus P delta V. Okay. So delta V is what? Final minus initial. यहाँ पे मैंने लिखा है initial minus final. So this, इसका negative value is what work will be. It won't be the positive thing. Okay. नेगेटिव साइन यहां बाहर आ जाएगा, विच मीन्स नेगेटिव ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दिस इज व्हाट, माइनस दिस थिंग। ठीक है, डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज बाय दिस, आंसर इज ए। कंफ्यूज करने के लिए ऑल ऑफ दीज, हाँ, बिकॉज देखो आप लोग ऑल ऑफ दीज देखते ही अरे वही होगा आंसर, तुरंत मार्क करके निकल जाते हो। मत करना ये, मत करना। बी इज 100% करेक्ट। आई सिमी, रेयांश इज सेइंग बी। व्हाट गाइस, आई एम कंफ्यूज नाउ। सिमी एंड रेयांश आर कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट बी। अब मैंने तो अभी बताया व्हाई इट्स नॉट बी, बट फिर भी आपको लगता है बी होगा। क्या किया जाए बताइए, बताइए क्या किया जाए। Do you guys want to take a minute to think about this? I'm quite confused now. I'm quite sure option A is correct. But are you saying B is also correct? I can entertain that fact, but A तो definitely सही है. But are you somehow saying B is also correct? I don't think it is, but it's okay. अगर आपको लगता है तो हम लोग explore करेंगे. थोड़ा सोच के देखो, थोड़ा सोच के देखो, सोच के देखिए थोड़ा सा इसको. Okay. Look, what is P2? P2 is P external. Are you convinced with that? P2 will be P external. Yes, no, maybe. हाँ ना, बताइए. What do you think? What do you think? P2 is P external. Yes. So this should not be P2 minus P1. In fact, this right here should be P2 by P2 minus P1 by P2. ये होना चाहिए, है ना? I think all of that text went away, so I'm just going to show it to you फिर से. Yeah. This text did not go away. Thank God, did not go away. B नहीं होगा. Hello AI, long time. AI, aren't you on the JE channel or are you also on the NEET channel? I keep forgetting. A is correct. It's a PYQ. नहीं, it's okay. PYQ हो now, that doesn't matter. A तो ठीक है. B क्यों नहीं होगा? नहीं नहीं. Do you agree with B क्यों नहीं होगा? I've shown to you, yeah, कि ये final minus initial है and ये भी P2 होगा. Okay. P external is the final pressure. It has to be. Right? Okay. Is that okay? Because gas is expanding against the final pressure. Yes, no, maybe. Priyansh abhi bol raha hai B ही होगा. I don't understand why. Guys, think about it. Ping me on IT Chem. If you feel you're confident, please send me how you think it is going to be B. थोड़ा derive करके देखो. I have done the derivation over here. If you feel it's not correct, please, I'm open to the idea. I'm not against it. But besides the confidence, I'd like to see some proof. How is it that you are saying that B is correct? ठीक है? Then I would be like, ठीक है, maybe हो सकता है कर दिया कुछ गड़बड़ी. But here is what I've written down my logic to be for this minus W to be this value. Okay. अगर P2 cancel करो तो it's 1 minus P1 by P2, not P2 by P1. खैर, let's move on. अगला सवाल. An ideal gas undergoes the cyclic process ABCA as shown in the figure in the given PV diagram. It rejects 50 joule of heat during AB and absorbs 80 joule of heat during CA. During BC, there is no transfer of heat and 40 joule of work is done by the gas. What should be the area of the closed curve ABC? What do you think? Yeah, what do you think? Riyansh, that would be I teach Chem. Please try this question out. Simi, it's okay if you think B is correct. Give me a reasoning also. B ही होगा, ठीक है. I like the confidence, but I would like to see some working. So if you want to take this conversation further, ping me on this on either Telegram or Discord and we can figure it out. Okay. Although I've shown you how I feel B should be correct. मैंने वो derivation दिखाया. If there's something incorrect with that, let me know. Anyway, ये वाला सवाल देखते हैं. Sure, Raj. Okay, great. Try this one out. Okay. Prem is saying A. So is Simi. Lovely. देवांशी also saying A. लगता है सब लोग को लग रहा है कि A है. सही है. Oh wow, lot of you giving me answers. बढ़िया है. What are you guys? Or everyone saying A. आसान है लग रहा है सब लोग को. ठीक है, कितने लोगों ने बोला? प्रेम, सिमी, देवांशी, राधिका, AI, सिमी फिर से, माही, तीर्थराज wants a minute, take a minute, then भाग्या, आर्यन, आर्यन वेलकम, वेलकम 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 आर्यन. सब लोग को लगता है ए है, तो लगता है ए होगा. तीर्थराज ऑल्सो कंफर्मिंग. ठीक है. हाउ डू यू डू दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ अ क्वेश्चन? हाउ डू यू डू सॉर्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चन? देखो साइक्लिक प्रोसेस है, मतलब इनिशियल स्टेट इज इक्वल टू फाइनल स्टेट, सो डेल्टा यू विल बी इक्वल टू जीरो. If delta u is equal to 0, then q will be equal to minus w. Okay, how did I get that? Delta u is equal to q plus w, right, from the first law. It's a okay. So oh, the area of the whole this thing curve ABCA is basically work done. This area is the work done. So if this is equal to minus of q, okay, we can do that. Q is 80 minus 50, which is 30 joule. Okay, sweet. That should be the answer, right? Rejects 50, adds on 80. So it should be technically minus 30, but they don't care about the sign. So 30 joule is the answer. There you go. Okay? Straightforward question. If you know that theory. Without that theory, it could get a little bit difficult. I think so. Shalini, do you get why it's the first option? Yeah? Yes, Piyush. Good job, Piyush. Lovely. How many questions do I have left? I'm kind of running out of time. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. Let's see. Let's do a couple. We'll see. कितने जल्दी कर सकते हैं? एक दो कर लेते हैं. उसके बाद you guys can carry on. Let's do one for sure, and one more homework. If you have more time, we'll do a second one. The molar heat capacity of water at constant pressure is some value. Molar heat capacity at constant pressure. When 1 kilojoule of heat is supplied to 100 gram of water, which is free to expand, the increase in temperature of water is what? ये free to expand is just a distractor. Don't worry about that so much. Yes, Reyansh. Great stuff. Yeah. Try this one out. कितना टेम्परेचर पानी का बढ़ता है जब मैं उसमें 1 किलोजूल हीट डालता हूं? That's what's being asked of you. Specific heat is given. You need to use one formula, get the answer. बहुत जल्दी मिल जाएगा. हाँ. Let's do this. D. Simi on fire. Okay. How do you do this, Simi? What formula did you use? Do you want to tell the rest of us? Reyansh. All right. Sweet. Yeah. Tell us. What did you do? What formula did you use? See, the heat added, we'll have to do something with the specific heat capacity and temperature and number of moles. That's the main thing. Don't forget number of moles. Once you have number of moles, yes, 2.4 Kelvin. Okay. Once you have number of moles, you can figure it out. How do you get number of moles? This heat is going to be the same, right? 1000 joule add हुआ और ये delta T आपको निकालना है. You know this, you know this. How do I know N? Well, I've been given 100 gram and I also know कि पानी का mass is 18 gram per mole, right? So I can get number of moles simply by taking mass dividing by 18 gram per mole, and that is exactly what we're going to do. Yeah, 100 by 18. This is N. This is Cp. And this is delta T. One variable, one equation. Just cross multiply. 180 by 75 is what you get. दो से थोड़ा ज्यादा एक ही ऑप्शन है, which is option D. Let's move on. बहुत जल्दी हो गए सवाल. Lovely. MS delta T, sure. MC, whatever works. Devanshi, Radhika, brilliant. Teethraj, I think it's mainly because, they know these formulae and हो सकता है they just used to the math. I think अगर मैथ का आदत पड़ जाए, अरिथमेटिक मैथ मतलब अरिथमेटिक आदत पड़ जाए, जल्दी हो सकता है. थोड़ा टाइम वही लगता है, थोड़ा मल्टीप्लाई डिवाइड करने में. Otherwise it's doable this quickly. Yes, AI, Pampa, Piyush, Saloni. Yes. Wow. Simi giving us the whole expression. Thank you, Simi. Thank you. Okay. एक और सवाल कर लेते हैं जल्दी से. For the reaction this, NH3 giving you this, delta H naught is this value. Calculate delta U naught for the reaction at the given temperature. ये एक पॉपुलर सा एक्सप्रेशन है. कोई डेल्टा एनजीआरटी की बात कर रहा था. That's what you have to use for this. Let's call it a day after we do this last question. I know you have another session at 7:30. You're eager to go there. एक लास्ट ये वाला सवाल कर लेते हैं. I'll give you a homework question इसके बाद. ठीक है? Yeah, exactly, Reyansh. Absolutely. आई थिंक बस अरिथमेटिक करने में थोड़ा लोगों को टाइम फिगर आउट होता है ना, किस चीज को मल्टीप्लाई करना है, किसको डिवाइड करना है. सम पीपल फाइंड दैट टू बी अ लिटिल अनोइंग. सो आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट. इट्स ओके, कभी कभी होता है ये चीज, नो प्रॉब्लम. यस, डेल्टा टी इज 2.4 केल्विन. एब्सोल्युटली यस सेमी. स्वीट. मैथ्स भी है. अरे वाह, गुड देवांशी. Yeah, I think life is easier when you have both of that going. If you have just, I mean, because there's an option these days of not studying maths, right? I don't know how that will work, but some people have that. हो सकता है, हो सकता है. खैर, let's do this. Botany. Botany is the focus of Teesraj. Easy. फिजिक्स नहीं होती जिंदगी में, देन आज मेडिकल कॉलेज में होते. अच्छा रे आज यार, फिजिक्स में तो थोड़ा और मैथ्स है, इसमें थोड़ा मैथ्स है, फिजिक्स में थोड़ा सा और मैथ्स है. चिल्ली है ना, फिजिक्स भी हो जाएगा यार. मृणाल है ना पढ़ाने के लिए, कैसे नहीं होगा, आराम से होगा. मृणाल से पढ़िए, मजा आएगा. इस वाले को करें. डी डी आ रहा है, तनु सेइंग डी आ रहा है. ओके, सिमी आल्सो सेइंग डी, माहिद आल्सो सेइंग डी. लवली, लवली. ओके, लेट्स गो अहेड एंड सॉल्व इट देन. डेल्टा U is Q plus W. Now I'm going to write Q as QP because pressure constant है. Okay, pressure constant है, so I can say that delta H हो रहा है. P delta V can be written as delta NG/RT. That's all I've done over here. Delta NG की वैल्यू क्या है? Just taking stuff to the other side. Delta NG की क्या वैल्यू है? Delta NG की वैल्यू मुझे मिल रही है 2 minus 1. Oh, that's awesome. Delta NG is just 1. ठीक है. So then delta U is simply this value that's given to you. This is delta H minus 2 minus 1, which is delta NG. ये R की वैल्यू 2 लीजिए. R की वैल्यू is going to be 2. Okay, this is R. Temperature is 298 and 1000. So I can take a bit of approximation. थोड़ा approximation कर सकते हैं. यहाँ पे take it as 300 ना, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? 300 ले लो, ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. You will still get around 10 point something. This is the options are pretty far apart. So you can take 300 here and still get the answer. ठीक है? And you're all absolutely right. The answer is option D. Lovely work, everybody. Lovely work. All right. It's time to get going. और ठीक है, I have a couple of more questions. मैं आपको होमवर्क में उनमें से एक सवाल होमवर्क में तो दे देता हूँ. Here is your homework question. Homework. Go ahead. Please try it out. ठीक है? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you on Saturday. Saturday को हम लोग करेंगे P block compounds पे questions. P block is one of those things that a lot of you are scared about because P block में कुछ चीजें हट गई हैं, कुछ चीजें remaining हैं, सोचना पड़ता है, right? So we've got you covered. Don't worry. ठीक है? Saturday को 1 बजे मिलते हैं. Till then, have fun. And 7:30 पे एक और session अंकिता जी का. Oh, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Here is the link of all the sessions I'm working on now or have worked on in the past. ठीक है? Thank you everybody. Thank you. If you want crash courses, test sessions, I mean tests and all of that, उसके links भी है description में. You can get them if you like. ठीक है? मैथ्स वाले आए हैं क्यों सिर्फ नीट वालों को जिंदगी से खेलने के लिए? नहीं प्रियांश, आई थिंक दे जस्ट लाइक माय सेशंस. लाइक कुछ जेई के लोग यहाँ जाते हैं, कुछ यहाँ के लोग नीट जेई के सेशन भी देखते हैं. इट्स लवली ऑफ यू स्टूडेंट्स टू अटेंड बोथ सेशंस. यू विल सी दैट आई मेक सम चेंजेस व्हेन वी डू जेई एंड नीट सेशन. मैं सिमिलर चीज कर रहा हूँ. वहाँ पे भी थर्मोडायनामिक्स होगा जेई में सैटरडे को. इफ यू वांट टू गो चेक दैट आउट इन द इवनिंग. खैर, ऑल राइट, बाय, गुड नाइट, हैव एन ऑसम वन. सी यू अराउंड ऑन सैटरडे. टाटा.